What's going on, folks? Welcome back to D-Life HD. This is Victor, and today we are going to be discussing a few different aspects of the recent Pokémon presentation to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the series. So without any further delay, let's jump right into it.
Switch it up. Switch it up. I was a worker, had to upgrade to a boss. Used to live in the hood, but had to upgrade to a loft.
Well, anybody that knows me knows that I don't have any affinity for Pokemon. I did not grow up watching the anime or trading the cards or playing the game. I just have no nostalgia centered around it. It's not something that I was ever really invested into. But I do love Monster Hunter, and I like how there's an ecosystem and different aspects and realism to the creatures that you fight. And so I always wondered, would I like Pokemon? I mean, it seems up my alley. I like turn-based games, and I like different creatures and their designs, but I never really got into it. And I wanted to get Sword and Shield, but $60 just seemed really steep to buy a game from a franchise that I just wasn't really sure that I would enjoy. Typically, if I'm going to buy a full-priced game, I want to make sure that I'm going to enjoy it. So I never bit the bullet on that game. But it always seemed intriguing, and I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding it, so there's also that contributor. But Pokemon is a very well-beloved series all around the world. It's just absolutely humongous. Anytime something new comes out, it takes the world by a storm. I mean, there was the Pokemon craze in the 90s, and then continuously every generation they've added on to has been popular, even on Nintendo's worst consoles. And Pokemon Go just exploded and the whole world was playing it. It's a massive franchise. And so they had this presentation for the 25th anniversary, and it was instantly on trending on YouTube, and it was just blowing up everywhere. And I can see why, because what they showed off here actually grabbed my attention. Normally I would not be covering this because I honestly really only like to cover things that I'm interested or games that I'm reviewing, and not news for things that I don't really care about. But this Pokemon presentation for the 25th anniversary, it took me by surprise. The first thing they showed off majorly was a Diamond and Pearl remake, which was an earlier generation that I knew of. I had plenty of friends that played Pokemon, so I know what it is, and I know that this was an earlier generation for the DS, and I think people have been calling for it to be remade for a while, and that's exactly what's happening. And it takes on this art style in the remake that's very similar to the Link's Awakening remake. It's very chibi and cartoony and very stylistic in that manner, and I think that's how the original game actually was, taking on a more chibi art style. And it's not my favorite, and I know there's a lot of controversy behind it. There's always some sort of Pokemon controversy. When you have something as popular as Pokemon is, everybody expects something different, so of course with every new announcement there's going to be a plethora of disappointed people. And that's okay, but I can see why people wouldn't necessarily like this art style. I think it would have been cool to see it in the Let's Go art style, because I actually really liked that. It was still cartoony, but that's how all Pokemon is, but I thought that looked really good. But moving on to what I believe to be the meat and potatoes, the thing that really grabbed my attention is a new game that is by the title Pokemon Legends Arceus. And it takes place way in the past. From what I gather, it takes place in the same region as Diamond and Pearl. Could be wrong on that, but that's what I've heard. Again, I'm not super understanding of the Pokemon lore, but that's what I've heard. And it takes place way in the past, so there's outdated technology in the Pokeballs, and things haven't quite evolved when it comes to the humans expanding throughout this region, and it's very rustic feeling, and I think that's really, really cool. I like what they're going for here, and it's talking about, you know, going out and adventuring and being the first person to be catching all these Pokemon in the area, and they give this sweeping shot from behind the main character on a hill, that's almost like 1-for-1 the same pan that they showed in the Switch presentation trailer for Breath of the Wild. So obviously they're kind of going for that same feel, that it's very open and at your fingertips for what you want to do. And I think that's what Pokemon would benefit from. It seems like they just keep repackaging the same game over and over again. And of course, I'm not really a fan, so I can't say that with 100% knowledge, but I think that that's sort of how it seems to be, that the games, while they are somewhat different, seem to be a little bit played out. And people still enjoy what Pokemon is, but it's about time that we see something to spice up the formula. And I think that's exactly what this Legends Arceus game is. And it looks really cool. And I think this must be like some sort of early build. It's supposed to come out in 2022, but the graphics weren't 100% on point. But perhaps this is something that launches alongside a new Switch model and it gets a boost. But overall, I think the concept is really cool, and I'm excited to see where it goes. And if once we get more information, and if I think this looks like it's something I would actually enjoy playing, you bet I'm gonna spend money on this, and we are going to review it for this channel because it looks super cool. And I'm excited to have a Pokemon game, a franchise that I would otherwise not really be interested in, really grab my attention, and so much so that I would even record a video on it. And there was a whole lot of other things at this presentation, reviewing the new Pokemon Snap game that's coming out. I think that comes out in April, and they had this longer, drawn out sort of presentation section where it just went over all of the Pokemon history, you know, accessories, the consoles, the games they were on. It was sort of just a nostalgia trip for those that played the games for a long time, and I think that's really cool. It's really awesome to lean into that, especially considering that it is the anniversary. And they're doing a couple other things as well. They had a sponsorship with McDonald's where you could go and get special Pokemon special edition cards for the 25th anniversary, and I actually took my younger brother there to go get those, so that was really cool. It was in a really nice package that made it feel really authentic and sort of that retro style. I think that was a really cool idea for them to have for celebrating the 25th anniversary. In addition, they also had a Post Malone Pokemon concert. Like, they're trying to lean into what Fortnite does, but their online concerts. I watched it, and it was really weird because Post Malone is not the most kid-friendly musical artist in the world, and so they had to kind of just mute a whole bunch of his swearing and stuff in the music. It was weird because you can mute the individual words, but the whole implications and meanings behind the song is still there. So it was weird to see Post Malone come up and talk about adult things while talking about Pokemon, and just having like a Pokemon presentation all around him, and being in all the different regions, and Pokemon jumping out of the water, and I don't know, it was super weird, and I don't know why they decided to do that. I have nothing against Post Malone as a musician, but I don't think the two fit together very well. It was just really weird, but I guess he's a Pokemon fan because he made it seem like it. Maybe not. I'm sure he was getting paid a lot of money because Pokemon is a rich franchise. But it is interesting to see them trying to collaborate and draw more people in. And, you know, Post Malone's a huge musical artist, and Pokemon's a humongous game as well. So combine the two, I don't know. And apparently they are even going to be doing a Katy Perry concert and a J Balvin concert as well. It's just odd to see them combine that, and it seems like they're really trying to lean into what Fortnite was doing. But I mean, to each their own, I guess. And it seems like that's sort of all they've announced so far for the Pokemon anniversary. There could be other things, like maybe board games and that sort of thing, but I'm hoping they'll be announcing more soon because this is a franchise people love. But otherwise, everything they've shown so far with the remake of Diamond and Pearl, Legends Arceus just looking really cool and drawing my attention, and everything else they're doing to celebrate it. It's really cool, and I can't wait to see more on all these games. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments down below what you thought of this video. We love talking to you guys. Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like these. Lastly, check out our Twitter account for gameplay on the latest releases. But most importantly, remember to stay 1-up.